SpaceX Crew-134, also known as USCV-1 or simply Crew-15, is the first operational crewed flight of a Crew Dragon spacecraft. It is also the first crewed night launch by the United States since that of STS-131 in April 2010. The Crew Dragon spacecraft Resilience launched on November 16, 2020 at 0:27 and 17 seconds UTC, 6B, on a Falcon 9 from the Kennedy Space Center, LC-39A, carrying NASA astronauts Michael Hopkins, Glover and Shannon Walker along with JAXA astronaut Soichi Noguchi, all members of the Expedition 64 crew. 7-8, the mission is the second overall crewed orbital flight of the Crew Dragon. 9. Crew-1 is the first operational mission to the International Space Station in the Commercial Crew Program. Originally designated USCV-1 by NASA in 2012, the launch date was delayed several times from the original date of November 2016. 10. The mission is expected to last 180 days, meaning the flight will return to Earth sometime around May 2021. 3. Resilience is expected to return to Earth via Splashdown 11, for reuse for another future mission. The first operational mission in the Commercial Crew Program, originally designated USCV-1, United States Crew Vehicle, Mission 1, by NASA, was initially announced in November 2012, with a launch date set for November 2016. 10. In April 2013, it was announced that the launch would be delayed by 1 year to November 2017. 10. It was then delayed into 2019 and 2020, pending the success of the uncrewed and crewed demonstration missions, respectively. Following the Crew Dragon demonstration mission 2, Crew-1 was tentatively scheduled for September 2020. Further delays occurred to align with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic restrictions and their impact on the schedule of ISS crew rotations and cargo delivery missions. 11, and then again because of concerns about an issue with the gas generators on the Merlin 1D engines. 12. On September 29, 2020, Mission Commander Michael Hopkins revealed during a NASA press conference that the capsule's crew had chosen to christen it Resilience. 13. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex only allowed a few people to watch the launch in person from the CASA premises. 14. NASA astronauts Michael S. Hopkins and Victor J. Glover were announced as the crew on August 3, 2018. 15. JAXA astronaut Soichi Noguchi and the third NASA astronaut, Shannon Walker, were added on March 31, 2020 to the crew. 16-17. The Falcon 9 for the Crew-1 mission arrived at Cape Canaveral, Florida, on July 14, 2020. 18. Crew Dragon capsule C-207 arrived at SpaceX processing facilities in Florida, on August 18, 2020. 19-20. The successful launch of the Falcon 9 launch vehicle from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, CAFS, on November 5, 2020 was a milestone leading up to the Crew-1 mission. Falcon 9 successfully deployed a GPS navigation satellite, GPS 304, for the United States Space Force, USSF, confirming that engineers have resolved an issue with Merlin 1D engines that delayed the GPS mission and the Crew-1 flight. 21. The crew arrived at Kennedy Space Center via a NASA Gulfstream jet on November 8, 2020 at 13:53 UTC. A Flight Readiness Review, FRR, convened by NASA officials was scheduled on November 10, 2020 to discuss unresolved technical issues, review the status of launch preparations, and give approval for teams to proceed with the Crew-1 mission. 21. The Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon are at Kennedy Space Center Launch Complex 39A as of November 9, 2020. NASA officials gave approval on November 12, 2020 for SpaceX to begin regular crew rotation flights to the International Space Station, ISS, signaling a transition from development to operations for the human-rated Crew Dragon spacecraft. 22. The launch vehicle was lifted to its vertical position at the pad for a test firing of its Merlin 1D main engines on November 11, 2020 at 20:49 UTC. 23. A dry dress rehearsal, DDR, on November 12, 2020 saw the crew put on their pressure suits and climb into Resilience. 23. SpaceX ran a launch readiness review, LRR, on November 13, 2020. 24. On November 15, 2020, final pre-launch preparations were completed. The hatch of Crew Dragon Resilience was closed at 22:32 UTC, but was reopened briefly after a slight drop in pressure was noted. Troubleshooting around the hatch seal led to discovery of a small amount of foreign object debris, FOD, in the seal. The hatch was then closed afterward, and mission controllers proceeded with the countdown. No further concerns were noted, and on November 16, 2020 at 0:27 and 17 seconds UTC, Resilience lifted off successfully. Its Falcon 9 first-stage booster, SNB-1061, landed on the autonomous spaceport drone ship. Just read the instructions. 6. The astronauts entered a stable orbit after about 9 minutes. For this mission, the crew had chosen a plush toy of Baby Yoda from The Mandalorian as zero-G indicator. 25. The crew were awakened on the second day of the flight with Phil Collins's In the Air Tonight. 26. Resilience docked to the International Docking Adapter, IDA, on the Harmony module on November 17, 2020 at 4:01 UTC. 2. Over the course of the mission, the 4 astronauts will live and work alongside the 3 astronauts of the Soyuz MS-17 mission. Together, the 2 missions will form ISS Expedition 64. Assuming the regular ISS crew rotation schedule is adhered to, the crew will transfer to Expedition 65 following the departure of Soyuz MS-17, currently scheduled for April 2021.